welcome to an episode of Live with the Glitter Practitioner. I nearly forgot what it was then for a minute then. Gosh, I've not done this for ages. Thank you for joining me. Let me know in comments where you're tuning in from. Oh, this does feel good to be back, I must say. For those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Nupi, aka the Glitter Practitioner, and I'm a GP. I'm a family physician in the UK. I'm also a speaker and transformation life coach and author, soon to be published eventually. And I love singing and stuff. I just love infusing what I do with passion and joy. And I guess that's what I'm all about. And one of my passions is sharing with others how to really understand their health needs, how to keep them balanced, how to keep them topped up, and to come into alignment of mind, body, and soul. And I created the F list, which is my holistic prescription, which pretty much guides you step by step in just the basics of your baseline needs, really. How to recognize your needs, how to keep them realigned, and how to keep them replenished. So you are radiating your physessence, is what I love to call it, your inner light. And I think the bestest way to show you how the F list works and just have a feel of what it going through that process. My brand story pretty much just epitomizes, I guess, the energy behind the F list. It's that essence. And it was created by the insanely talented Devon James Stinson. So I think without further ado, producer and big bro, may we have the brand story, please?
Follow the light through the storm. And this is not a light that warns, it's a light that forms on the pathway ahead. So you can maneuver around disaster instead of getting stopped by the obstacles. It just takes changing the obstacles. And then the impossible turns to possible. And then the storm lifts. You're no longer adrift. Breathe, focus, you've got this. Ahead you see a figure, a kind soul, and on the inside it feels like you might glow. Your endless cycles of cyclones have been turned to a breeze that just slightly blows. You're adorned with glitter, where you literally feel like a kid again. And this is when you realize how much of your life you've missed. And then you talk more with Dr. Nupi Aurora, who will holistically change your aura, where you and the new you won't be like strangers. No, you'll be like friends. Because this whole process is simply life-changing. So if you're feeling frazzled and you want to find your fizz and dazzle, then book a call with Dr. Nupi Aurora by messaging her right here on LinkedIn.
Oh, that was lovely. I've not watched that for bloody ages. Right, without further ado, we're going to kick off this season with my amazing brother, Russ Hedge. Come on down. Ooh, hi. Oh my goodness me. This just feels so good. Thank you for persuading me to start this again. Encouraging, not persuading. Encouraging. Yes.
Yes. Well, you know what? The world is not as well off without the Glitter Practitioner.
Oh, bless you. Oh, thanks, Russ. Oh, hi, David. Hi, it's so lovely to see you. Oh, this is just so lovely to we don't need to say anything, does it?
Joy.
I've overcome with joy. Exactly. I know. I've got more lighting actually in the Glitter Practitioner room. I've got some more little fairy lights and stuff. Anyway,
Ah,
how are you? How are you?
well, I mean, in life overall, good. Dealing with a
Mm-hmm.
few struggles, a few health issues that I gotta keep moving on with, but it's all good. It's all good. I'll keep moving. This is gonna be, um, yeah, it's gonna be a good week. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
I feel like I've hermited. You know what I keep saying? I turned into Yeti the Bigfoot, this mythical creature in its own cave. I don't, honestly, it's crazy. It's this is my first episode actually, isn't it, for 2024 because I took a break for January.
Yeah. Doing
Mm.
some festive
Uh,
episodes, but, they're
yeah.
so good. It's so good. It just the glory lives on.
Oh, and I guess you've invited me onto your show, so I don't feel like I've been completely
That's
not
true.
here, in fairness. Before I forget, I don't know, she's probably working right now, but I just want to wish Nancy Deborah Barrows a very happy birthday. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday. Love you.
Happy birthday, Nancy Deborah. Yes, I was able to wish her a happy birthday today as well. So it's a good
Oh,
day. Yes. Yes.
good. So, what should we talk about? What would you, anything particular?
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
interesting because the F list and all that you're about is really encouraging people to really focus on their path and their purpose and
Mm,
all of the things that the F list involves. And a
mm,
lot of times life is not always going the way that we want it. Like today, I'm dealing with some vertigo and I'm dealing with some
mm,
low blood sugar issues and
mm.
those kind of things we have to grab a hold of those and take care of what we need to take care of and then just move forward. But I think a lot of times our attitude is so important in all that we do. And we've talked about this before, but I think
Yeah.
it's important for people to realize going into the new year that your attitude affects your life way more than you know. So new people, why
Oh
don't you talk a little
gosh.
bit about your F list and how that I'm gonna
Okay.
interview you now. Talk about your F list and
Yeah.
that inf
No problem. You know I won't shut up. So
no.
take your time, producer, honestly. Um, yes, I think your attitude is so important. And just going from experience, really, it's sometimes it is necessary to allow yourself the to delve, to be silent, to be still, to almost allow yourself whatever's coming up, it's coming up for a reason. And be it the good feels, be it the bad feels. And I'm talking more of the negative here because it's the negative that can hold you back. Of course it can. And that is then what can completely stop you in your tracks, and it affects your mind, your body, your soul. It affects everything. And sometimes you have to go through that process to really figure it out, to really, I guess, really to to excavate and to dig deep, because that's often where your lessons are, or the insights or the understanding that you're going to gain from that. And it's not easy. And it can be it can be really it can be really tough. But I think through those moments, it's recognizing hugely and remembering hugely your thoughts don't define you. The circumstances don't define you. You do. And you always have that choice. And that's not always easy, but it's retaining that sense of, okay, I can breathe. And I can regain my own sense of balance through F1 and F2, which is fuck off, focus and breathe, which allows you to stay in respond mode instead of knee jerk react and, you know, just in that fight flight mode. And that's crucial because it's a fine balance, I guess, from between blocking emotions, pushing it down and not addressing, or pushing things away because it just feels too uncomfortable. And then it just creates this pressure cooker, and it'll come out in a different way. It'll manifest in your physical health for one. And it's having that care and that compassion and patience to perhaps go there a little bit. And I'm not saying you do this on your own. Reach out either with a healthcare professional or a therapist, a counselor, a coach, somebody who can guide that process. You have to do the work, but there is always somebody there to give you a helping hand. And with that support, you can flip your perspective and choose a different path. That's the power of this. And it sounds so easy, it sounds so straightforward, and it's not. But a lot of the blocks that are there are pretty much created by ourselves, to be fair. And you can imprison yourself almost. And it's only when you look back and go, oh yeah, gosh, God, what the hell was going on all that time? It seems so logical now. It seems so straightforward now. And I guess that's where learning comes in, and taking those moments and flipping it on its head, pretty much. That's how you alchemize, isn't it? It's how you turn that negative, turn that pain into more of a positive energy, and you can really reap from that. You really can. So yeah.
Well,
that is my my words of glitterful wisdom on the subject matter, Russ.
Great wisdom. In fact, it's interesting because
I say myself.
Yes. Well, just talking to my endocrinologist about my blood sugar, and one thing they tell you that stress and how you're feeling and how active you are during the day affects your blood sugar.
Absolutely.
So it's showing what you're doing and what you're thinking and how that's all going is affecting everything that you're doing. The same thing with when I was originally diagnosed with cancer, my oncologist told me that the number one thing going for me was my positive attitude, and that would help me. And so, so it's amazing. God blessed me with a great attitude and be able to, a good perspective on life. But, talk about that, the way people perceive, you said it before, your circumstances don't define you, but your perspective is so key.
Yes, it really is. And perspective is everything. It's governed by, we're all unique beings. We all have our own experiences to draw from. We've all had different backgrounds, for example, and somebody's backstory, it's not going to be exactly the same as somebody else's. How can it be? And your perspective is governed by your surroundings, your upbringing, culture, society, all of these things, hand-me-down stuff as well, without even specifically or even perhaps even recognizing, is that a thing? It's what's handed down generation through to generation. And the way you view the world and the lenses you see from, of course, that then governs what you're thinking, what you're feeling, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your behavior, your actions. You can't separate them. But it's learning how to become, I guess, aware and alert and expanding your awareness almost. Because once you start, rather than having it's only one way or the other, as you start to expand your thoughts and expand your perspective, more options come up, more options are available to you. And all of a sudden, you've got you can choose what happens next. And I always liken it to, when you wear your glasses and, if it's foggy or if they're a bit mucky, they need a good polish, basically. And it's once you've cleaned them, you clean the crap and you see clearly again. And it's reaching that level of clarity. But again, sometimes you have to allow the sediment to settle, because that clarity is going to come. I'm not saying it's again a fine balance between how long do I just sort of sit in this and what else can I do? And it's, I guess, you tune into your own mind, body, soul. You tune into what your body's telling you. Very often you're getting these signals and it's manifesting through from your physical health. But perspective is really the key, because you can flip it and the same thing, it just looks totally different. And all of a sudden the sun comes out and all of a sudden everything feels and seems so much brighter again. And you think, and what really has changed? The world around me really hasn't. It's how I'm viewing things. It's how I'm processing things. And it's being aware of that thought process, which can be learned and conditioned and practiced. It's consistency. But you've got to be aware in the first place, because if the awareness isn't there, you kind of, well, you go on autopilot, essentially. That's what happens.
Well, it's developing good habits and good practices, like you said, in your life. And I love the book by James Clear, Atomic Habits, talking about getting 1% better every day. And it's just a matter of taking those little steps, creating those little habits that are definitely going to make you better, right?
Yeah. Please, could you bring up David's comment, because that's so relevant. Actually, David said, "It's tricky, isn't it? On one hand, thank you. It's important to allow ourselves to fully feel our true emotions, spot on, including the negative ones. But on the other hand, we need a positive outlook to get unstuck." Yeah, big time. And that's really hard, because reaching for that positive emotion sometimes is really hard when you're bang in the middle of it. And that's where the default through the F list, when you sort of go through one thing at a time, it's almost a distraction as well, to divert your mind to a broader way of thinking. And it's tuning in, fun, friends, those two things. Am I doing the things I love doing? Am I giving myself that time? And if not, okay, let me schedule that time, or go even 3 steps before that. Food, fluids, fresh air. Eating little and often, regularly. Your body needs that fuel. Fluids, plenty of hydration. This is the way, of how we can push forward. And I think you can unstuck your mind, really. So yeah.
That is so good. You are full of so much wisdom, and I want you to know how much I appreciate you. I'm glad we get things rolling here in the new year.
Yes. This is just a quick high to just get going again, because I have actually got clinic, but because we've always scheduled on a Monday, thank you for letting me do just a teeny weeny hi and just a chit chat. But we will start properly from next week and have our usual episodes, which will be longer, obviously. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. And this was literally a quick hi, bye, I'm back. So thanks, Russ.
It's great. You're doing awesome. And remind everybody how they get in touch with you.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. You can find me here directly on LinkedIn. Just direct message me, or direct message Russ, actually, because it's much easier, I reckon. And you can also find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. That's right. I don't know why I always forget one. It's crazy. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell, basically.
And until next week, Monday, same bat time, same bat channel, noon.
That's right. Oh, hold on a minute. I need to do that bit. So, as you can catch me here every Monday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Oh, no, I've done it the wrong way around. I can't believe I've just done that. You can catch me here every Mondays at 8 o'clock GMT, which is noon Pacific Standard Time. See you again next week.